Greetings and salutations, and welcome back to another Let's Play of Europa Universalis 4 with Red Bastard. We are playing as Yarkand in a campaign that's informally titled Yar-can-do Attitude. And we're going to start it right back up. So it is 1577. We're a little over, say, 125 years into the game. Playing, of course, on Ironman mode. And I think it's a good time to go for a little overview of where our country is, what our goals are, how I think things are going. So, our allies are currently the three northern Indian powers, all three of which are Sunni, and that is Bengal and northeastern India, and they are normally a naval power, but our Bengali ally is investing in quantity. It doesn't seem to have too large of a navy, so they've got some trade power. They're doing all right. They've got a very, very strong but very old ruler, and keeping pace technologically with about where they should be. Second ally is Delhi, who's right now an expansionist, a militarist, and they are, of course, a land-based power in northern India. They're also investing in quantity and keeping up pretty well with technology. Both of our allies have prioritized military tech, and that's just fine with us. Then we have Sindh, who's another militarist Sunni power up in northwestern India and the Balochistan region, and starting to push into Persia. I'm not sure how long we'll keep them as an ally, because we could expand at their expense, feeding our new vassal Persia. But they're even further ahead in military tech, and they're allied with several other people like Delhi and Iraq that we can't easily attack. They're investing in offensive ideas, so it seems to be the pattern that our allies have some sort of administrative idea, and then have gone into a military idea for their second. Their ruler is also old, and he isn't too great, but they've kept their military tech going strong. Then the Ottomans, our ally, and of course they're doing better in tech than anyone of that group, and they also have offensive ideas. They're much further ahead in tech than the rest of us, as they're Anatolian. In addition to those three allies, we have a vassal, Persia, who likes us quite a bit, and we just fed them a bunch of provinces from Yar-can-do and Tabaristan. So they have no liberty desire. They do have a little bit of problem with unrest, as they are Sunni, and all of these provinces that they have, aside for just these starting couple over in their eastern borders, are Shiite. So we'll probably have to put down some rebels at some point, but they should eventually become pretty strong, as they have defensive ideas maxed out, and they're starting to invest into religious ideas. That'll be really nice. Now for our enemies that we are rivals with Russia, and Russia has chosen to ally Ming and an anti-Yarkand alliance. They are also at military tech 13. Their Tsar isn't very good. He's just under average. And they've got a little bit of each kind of idea group that they're working on. They have not yet unlocked any sort of national ideas that give them colonization, which was great because we had the opportunity to close off Siberia to them. And in a recent Ottoman-Russian war, in which we and France backed the Ottomans, Russia was attacked by Denmark, who seized some territory up in Karelia. And Russia was then Muscovy, they were forced to release a little bit of territory, it seems. Tver and Pskov. And that's being swallowed up. They also had to give up Perm, which we seized, just to deny it to Muscovy. It's not very useful territory to us at present, but we're not reducing that autonomy. We're just going to slaughter the rebels and then try to convert it all. To our east, we've pushed somewhat into Manchuria, but Ming beat us to the punch in most of what was Yar-can. We're going to finish off the rest, and we're also going to try to eliminate Korea in the process. Ming is strong, but their military tech is slipping, and they have a ruler who isn't very good. He's old though, so they're going to get an average ruler with a strong claim. They had lost the Mandate of Heaven, temporarily caused them to lose some territory, but they've slowly been reconquering that. And we have every reason to believe that Ming is still a strong power. They have an army that is slightly under the size of ours, but they have plenty of manpower, and I'm guessing that their income and treasury is respectable. Yes, we make a little bit more money than them, but they have a larger treasury and slightly more inflation. Their prestige and stability are lower than ours, but we hope that they suffer some sort of loss of Mandate of Heaven, and then that'll allow us to punch some more territory out of them. We had to take a few loans, and some of our wars, just the management of armies wasn't as successful as it could have been. And we do have some tech imbalance, so we'll try to get our economy back under control. And colonies are draining a little bit of money from us, but if we can get some gold provinces, that'll help. So I think our current goal right now is to get in a position where we can invade the rest of these Manchurian tribes that Korea is protecting, annex them, and take some land and money from Korea. So with that goal in mind, we're going to start marching troops over to the east. Unfortunately, I think we are going to wait just a little while, because we are going to face an uprising here in Perm, and Persia will probably face revolts from their rebels very soon. But once those events have happened, we should be in a position to move our troops east and start another offensive. And in the meantime, we're going to start fabricating some claims on Yaren and Zhengzhou. In terms of technology, we are ahead of time in military tech by 6 years, and we do have a nice surplus. I'm going to try saving those points as much as possible. We'll try developing our manpower just a little, but I'd like to get a military idea next. And I'm thinking offensive is the way to go. Get us slightly better generals, increase our force limit a little bit, and get some offensive siege ability. Defensive would be nice, and of course quantity is always a big winner. But I think getting that quality of our troops up, getting better generals that would prioritize offensive as the best choice for our current situation. And we're going to check our estates here. Everything's looking good. No one has super high influence. Our emirs are the highest, but there's no danger of them taking over unless things go really, really poorly. And I think if they go that badly, we'll still have some options to keep them away from a coup. So, without further ado, we are starting back up. And Russia has given up their ambition on us, but I think that's because they just switched from Muscovy to Russia. I would guess that they will renew that rivalry. And another 8 years we can attack Timurids. That will be nice because we can feed some more cores back to Persia and take some more territory. I would love to push into India, but I'm not sure if we have any good opportunities to do that with the allies that we've been taking. There'll probably be a fallout between some of our allies and each other, or some of our allies and us, and then we will push into India. And we have to choose to alienate one of our estates. I think we're going to side with the ulama. Merchant guilds will get back that loyalty very quickly. And we're going to establish New World missions here, giving our ulama even greater influence. That puts them in a fairly dangerous level, but they have a lot of bonuses here that will degrade over time, and we can always pull land from them if we really need to. I would love to take this money from Merchant Guild, but we're going to have to wait until they like us more. We're currently generating a little bit of income. That is nice. And here go our rebels. That was ugly, and I hate how low our morale is. They could break us here. Alright. Now we have no reason to pay for this fort. So I'm going to shift this army east. And we still need to colonize Kuznetsk so that we have an easy path from our western reaches to our eastern reaches. But for now, that's not something we can do too much about. I'm going to drop our army maintenance in half. Try to make some more money. And we're just going to keep an eye on Persia for any rebels. Have done without any harvest failure, as our economy is under the weather at the moment. And we're producing slightly more iron. Not really worth mentioning. We're going to keep our piety high. There is a religious league. And I might as well keep an eye on what's going on here. So the Catholic side seems pretty strong. It has Burgundy in charge, who is the emperor. And France is backing them. They have the support of also Austria and Hungary, neither of which seem to be too powerful. And there's a moderate power, Spain, and Russia is backing them. On the other side, there's a moderately powerful Bohemia, being backed by Denmark, who still has their union, but a very disloyal Sweden. England is backing the Protestant side, and they look to be pretty successful. not super, Netherlands, and then our ally Ottomans. Right now, my money would be on the Catholic side. Not sure exactly why Austria is doing so poorly. We haven't been paying attention to Europe, and I see very little reason to start doing so. Eventually, we'll probably take quite a bit of interest in Europe. But this isn't any sort of attempt at world conquest. I was rusty coming into this, and we haven't been trying to maximize things to expand as rapidly as possible. So this is just a good fun game, get me back into the speed of things, get used to recording on a relatively low level of pressure. And we only need about 400 ducats to pay off our loans at present. And hopefully we can get ourselves into a war with Korea before they get any alliances with Ming. Fortunately, now we need about another 50 ducats to pay off that loan. And we are pulling back. Alright, Charles of Burgundy is the new emperor. And he'll quite likely continue to be elected, as he's controlling 2 of the seats. And that's the most that anyone has. Alright, I have some mouthy kitties, so I'm going to deal with them really quick and be back. And keep the stream running for a second. This shouldn't take me long. Sorry about this. Okay, and we are back. Sorry about that, I just got a text that they had not been fed, and that explained why they had been bothering me. And they would have just gotten louder and louder. So we're pushing on. We now have all the claims we need in Yar-can. And we're going to continue improving Persia's opinion of us. Looks like our spy in the Netherlands got caught. We could start spying in France, and I think we'll do that. France would make a good ally later on. They're friendly with the Ottomans, our ally. I don't really have any ambitions for fighting the Ottomans. So that sounds like it's probably going to be a permanent alliance if we can swing it. And that just through that plan of eventually getting an alliance with France, it's just complicated by the fact that France fell under Scotland in a personal union. Note, that is a 2-province Scotland. the Union is contested by Spain. Now, France will almost certainly wage a war of independence as soon as they possibly can, but that event, that process, that incident, meant that the Ottomans just lost their alliance with France. And if they're smart, they will back French independence right away to get that restored. And we're going to have to put down these rebels. Looks like it's not nearly all of the Persian rebels that will be popping up. We're going to start paying our troops full wages. And we're just going to continue converting all of our lands. Our merchants don't have enough influence for us to pass this New World Charter again, but we'll work on that.